intended for a plane capsule.
You don't want to die of cold. Toll free.
Hi, welcome to Screenland. My name is Brian Lloyd, and if you're watching this and I keep looking over at the screen, it's because this is now my fourth attempt to try and film this, and something keeps crapping out on my recording equipment. I don't know what it is, but whatever. I'm kind of frantic because I've got to go to a screening of Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, in exactly 40 minutes. So, let's be brief. Today, our guest, Anthony Remedy, his film of choice, The Talented Mr. Ripley. Great conversation with Anthony. He's on Instagram. His Instagram is Anthony Remedy. He's also the creator of No Filler, which is this brilliant kind of mood board account on Instagram. Definitely worth checking that out. He was involved at Dublin Gallery weekend as well. Really, really interesting guy. His wife is Karina Gaffney, a famous stylist as well. Loads to talk about in the interview. It's a great interview. Hopefully you can check that out. Two films I'm going to be talking about on this episode. One is Downton Abbey, the grand finale. It's shit. It's shit. That's all I can say about it. This is my third time trying to watch a Downton Abbey film and understand what the appeal is. Didn't work. Didn't get it. Don't understand it. It looks pretty, I guess. There's a good cast in there. Paul Giamatti, Simon Russell Beale, Alessandro Nivola, Michelle Dockery, Hugh Bonneville. Let's talk about Hugh Bonneville basically hijacking a red carpet segment to talk about Gaza. Pretty fucking cool. The film itself, absolute tosh. Like, you have no idea how nothing this film is. I genuinely would have preferred to watch paint dry for 2-ish hours. Awful, awful muck. Like, if you like Downton Abbey, please get in touch. Leave a comment. Explain to me what the appeal is, because this is like the two Johnnies all over. How are people watching this? Like, what is it? What is it? Is it just a comfort watch? I like comfort watches, okay? Mad Men is my comfort watch. Princess Bride, comfort watch. Books, comfort. I get it. I understand the appeal of a comfort watch, but this doesn't make any sense. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. I really don't get it. Help. I don't get it. This is my third time. I watched a few of the episodes. It doesn't make any sense. Help. Okay? Help me. All right. Let's move on to The Long Walk, because this is the one that's actually worth talking about. Directed by Francis Lawrence, who did The Hunger Games. Very much the inspiration for The Hunger Games. But, Stephen King wrote this in 1966, and obviously he was influenced by the Vietnam War and the draft that followed, and the idea of, new friends dying for no good reason in this conflict. And it's, stars like Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson. They're the kind of the two leads in it. Mark Hamill is in there as well. He plays the sort of the ringmaster, if you like, of the competition. Kind of like the Shark and Jaws, comes in and out of it, sort of bookmarks different scenes in it. Unrelentingly grim is how I would describe it. You are really not prepared for how full on this film gets. Like, it's a horror film. Like, it's a straight up horror film. But the performances are fantastic the whole way through it. Like, it reminded me of Stand By Me in that, you've got this cast of characters and this cast of actors, and you all know they're going to go on to bigger things after this. This will be the sort of the calling card for all of them, especially Cooper Hoffman. Like, the presence he has on screen. Obviously he was great in Licorice Pizza and all the rest of it, but in this you can tell like that there is, with each time I see him on screen, he's getting better every time. That's what it's like. It's like you can see the talent developing. David Johnson as well. I will never shut up about Rye Lane. That is honestly one of the best romantic comedies of the last 20 years. It's on Disney Plus. I'm telling you, go watch it. If you like rom-coms, watch Rye Lane. It's fantastic. Yeah, I really, really loved what The Long Walk and what Francis Lawrence. The fact that they leaned into the grimness, the fact that they leaned into, just the horror elements of it, I thought was fantastic. They didn't try to stand off the edges in any way, shape, and form. I will say the kind of the interactive screenings they did where they had the treadmill set up in I think it was like AMC in the US. That's pretty fucked. That's pretty weird. That's kind of like saying, we're going to show you the whale and you have to keep eating. We're going to do mukbangs for the whale. That's kind of how fucked up it is, to be honest. Didn't appreciate that, but we live in an age of constant gratification. There's got to be some way of bumping through. Who knows? Okay. So very, very briefly, Anthony Remedy, like I say, our interview is the talented Mr. Ripley. You can check that out. Next guest is Jason Brennan. That'll be next week. Might have a bonus episode because, like I say, I'm going to go see Spinal Tap now. Basically, I got to go right now. I got to run. Hope you enjoyed the interview, and I'll see you right afterwards. Anthony Remedy, thank you for coming to Screenland.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Thank
how
you for
you
having
doing?
me. It's very nice. Unexpected surprise to be here.
Listen, great to have you. So your choice is the talented Mr. Ripley. And we were kind of talking off just before we got started about, the idea that, like, as much as this is a film, of the, late 90s, the early days of Matt Damon and Jude Law's career, the early kind of things of Miramax, it's still influencing today, like, and it's almost, in a way, I think it's kind of like indicative of, you said Instagram. I thought like influencers, like this idea of like, aesthetic, that sort of thing of that it's all facade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I seen Talented Mr. Ripley when it first came out.
Right.
I went to Venice just after it for the first time. Went to Italy. I wouldn't say completely because of it, but it did.
Yeah,
me.
definitely. Yeah.
Even down to the fact that I was at a press show of it,
Right.
and got a passport holder of the Talented Mr. Ripley, which I still have.
Nice.
Yeah, I still have.
Should have got it to bring.
Yeah, I
totally
forgot to bring it with me, but I should. Are you okay there, Eddie?
Eddie, don't mind him. Just power through, buddy.
So,
Eddie, come here.
oh, he's all right. He's fine.
He's fine. Sorry.
So for me, I suppose my main point on Talented Mr. Ripley, which would be in my top 10 films basically of all time.
For sure, yeah.
That I think, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, I think it's a perfect film. Okay?
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect film. It's like The Godfather is a perfect film.
Yeah, you can't fall, like, you can't really point to something and say,
E.T. is a perfect
Yeah.
film. Okay. I think The Talented Mr. Ripley is a perfect film. And I do think it is, from so many points of view, whether it's Nepo babies, like the lifestyle of Italian culture, stylistically, aesthetically, whether it's food wise, everything
about it, is
so precedent of now culture, even though it's set in the 50s.
Yeah. Is that, do you think, I mean, I wonder now that, like there was the Netflix kind of adaptation, let's call it. Mm-hmm. And, it was very much influenced rather by noir and stuff like that. And, the black and white. And there was a lot more kind of grit to it as opposed to this, which is all, beautiful and blue and just, the whiteness of it. Like I like the thing that always like just juts out of my head is kind of how gorgeous it is. And I wonder, you're saying like it's prescient, it's now, but is now just being influenced by it, like as in, it's because we're now so sort of kind of caught up in like, clean aesthetic and, that kind of stuff, that we use Talented Mr. Ripley as a touchstone as opposed to...
Well, it's used in mood boards forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah.
It's used in mood boards forever. But I also think it's influence on now is also
Grift.
I mentioned, what's it called, nepo babies, and also just like fake it till you make it sort of thing, right? Which is inherently part and parcel of today.
Yeah.
You know, so what would Matt Damon, what would Ripley be doing now? You know, if he existed now.
He'd probably be an influencer. Yeah.
But,
or he'd be happy he'd have a fucking podcast.
Or he would be a mate of an influencer or something. So like, I suppose for me, you know, when you just look at the whole story of Ripley in it, you know, in with this the Minghella version as opposed to the New York Netflix version, which is, you know, black and white. Dickie Greenleaf is a different sort of character.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have that like
immediate charm.
Like the thing is, I suppose we gotta talk about the characters.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's just start off with Dickie and Marge. Okay,
yeah.
Number one. Okay, so the quintessential good time, everything's gonna be okay. It couple, and I don't. Well, someone likes to bark.
Yeah, I know he'll bark at anything.
You're okay. There's very few people on screen have ever been as handsome as Jude Law in this film.
No. Okay. It's kind of incredible how good looking he is. Yeah. And like what I find even more kind of hilarious, or not even hilarious, but it's just like, you know, I you know, you think like this was the time of like Gattaca, and you know, this is the best he's ever looked. And I'm not saying just youth, I'm just saying just all of it, like the fashion, all of it. And I think it's like, you know, you talk about like fucking Paul Newman or fucking Alain Delon or something like that. You talk about like, you know, Purple Moon and all the rest of it. This is it. He looks so fucking good in this. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, like. He's like, you know, when we talk about this sort of time at the moment of wealthy people or rich people.
Yeah, quiet luxury and all this.
No, but even on wealthy and rich people, well, they have problems, and you know, so many people might be having like drug problems or might be having drink problems or whatever. You're like, none of that really comes into it with him. He's really enjoying himself. Yeah. He's having a great time. Okay, apart from something that happens at the end. No spoilers, totally. Well, obviously, we can say spoilers.
Yeah, come on, jeez, this film's been out so long.
But in general, like he is, you know, enjoying his life. Gwyneth Paltrow's Margot, or sorry, not Marge. As Marge. Like she is a little bit more bohemian, I thought. Well, again, they're both actually bohemian. She's a writer in it, but like she never looked as gorgeous on screen as well. You know, so you're having these two characters who are just like it couple by a million. Yeah, in the most beautiful place. Yeah, in a beautiful time, shot by an amazing director. Yeah. In great costumes. So you put that all together and it's like, this is a good looking movie. So that's basically the ground zero is it's a good looking movie.
The aesthetic of it is so gorgeous. Yeah.
So on to Matt Damon's character, like, you know, who, you know,
I wonder, see, like, just to jump in for a second, right? We were saying like he's a grifter and all the rest of it. And he is.
He's given the position to do that, though.
That's it. Like it's you know, we look at Jude Law's character, we look at Gwyneth Paltrow's character, we look at the life that they're living. Wouldn't anyone want that? You know, that kind of way. Like they are made to be envied. You know, so like him wanting a piece of that. I don't think it's necessarily like, oh, he's a psychopath. Well, he is a psychopath, obviously, but like I'm saying, like as in. It's completely natural. I think that's what the film does so well, is that you see it and it's like, God, wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want that life? It's
very alluring.
Yeah, the allure of it. But then it's like, okay, what's it going to take for you to get it? And then it becomes obviously, you know, the murder and, you know, he's just, you know, constantly keeping ahead of it and everything. But like in the first instance, you're like, God, of course you'd want that life.
Yeah. Well, apart from, you know, not let's just assume that most people are watching this or listening to this have seen it. Okay. Yeah. So, like, onto the actual intricacies of the the characters and how they act and all that sort of stuff, right? Like, I don't know, I'm sure you have, actually, what I'm saying, I'm sure you have. You've been around people that have, like, when they walk into the room,
oh, they'll
the
just
light
light,
shines
yeah,
on them.
the whole place just goes
And
quiet, yeah.
And it's really incredible. And I've been around people like that you kind of go, they just have this thing that is hard to really grasp. And Dickie Greenleaf has it in this, and they portray it so well. And you can see how anyone would want to be that, or anyone want to be around it. And it's not just, you know, whether he's a swindler or whether he's this or that. Everyone that Dickie Greenleaf talks to, you know, and we'll get to Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in a sec, you know, and like all of it is just so like he's the man. People like hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Women want to be with him. Blokes want to be him.
Yeah.
You know, and they want to hang out with him. And
you get why Tom Ripley would want that. You get why Matt Damon would want that.
Yeah, and just the thing, what I think is great in the film as well is the sort of throwaway aspect to a wealthy, rich guy who's good looking.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really matter because there's always a safety net.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, yeah, don't worry about that coat. You have one of my coats, doesn't matter. You know, if I miss the train, doesn't matter.
We'll get the next one.
It doesn't matter. Like, there's a great line actually in it when Ripley is in his new apartment, when he's assumed, or he's took on not assumed, that's the wrong word, when he has taken on Dickie Greenleaf's like persona, right? And Philip Seymour Hoffman's character comes over, Freddie Miles comes over, and he said, I think he's still out he's gone out for dinner at 8:30 at night. And Freddie goes, if you told me he was still out for lunch, I might believe you. And
that's it, yeah.
That's actually a very, very true thing for someone who's a party boy that's wealthy. He wouldn't be going out that early. When he was out for lunch, maybe.
But yeah, the fact that he's at dinner, yeah.
And it's just, there's loads of small little tidbits that come along in the movie that are just so right, and they're so on the money. And I think as you get older, and like, you know, I wouldn't have known that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't have clocked
when I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
Right? But as a middle-aged man now.
Yeah, same. No, this is it.
I see the stuff.
The luxury of disposability.
Yeah,
like
I
even when
like
you see it, like even when he's like, oh, I want to get into drumming now. Like I really love drumming now.
Just like, okay.
It's like, and he's like, yeah, why not? Like, yeah, I'll do that.
I was on the boat and I was like, the first house I looked at, I bought it. They're just like, yeah,
of course, of course you're able to do that.
And it doesn't. And the thing is, and this is where the sort of tightrope is on this film, that it doesn't portray Dickie as being a dick,
but he is,
and also it doesn't portray, because Matt Damon, for a guy who
he murders
killed 3 people, in it, he doesn't really portray him as being a really bad guy either.
No. And again, that's the thing. Like, when I think of this film, I think of ambiguity. I think of, you know, you're never entirely sure. Is Matt Damon a bad guy? Because again, you look at Dickie Greenleaf and you look at the life that he has, and of course you'd want that. And then you kind of look at, you know, well, Dickie Greenleaf maybe was a good guy, but maybe he wasn't such a good guy. You know, like, did he, you know, what was going on there with, you know, the girl, the Italian woman and stuff like that? Like, you know, did he force her to have an abortion? What happened there? Blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, okay, Dickie Greenleaf was someone who did not have any kind of notion of his own wealth, and he just, you know, spent money like he just didn't, it meant nothing to him. But then for Tom Ripley, and this was something I feel like the Netflix thing did better, but didn't necessarily get into in this. And I have the book over there as well. Like, Tom Ripley was dirt poor. He had no money. So, like, was he just scamming to survive, or was it sort of kind of like, you know, Rupert Pupkin and King of Comedy, and he, like, you know, just had this hunger in him that would never go away, you know, that sort of way. Like, it's, you are sympathetic to every different character, which is, again, I think, you know, it's why this is such a good film.
Sympathetic to Marge as well.
Yeah, very sympathetic, because she's just a hopeless romantic almost. Yeah. You know, like, she should have known that he was a good time Charlie and that he was never going to settle down, but yet she's still with him, and she probably knew, or at least suspected.
Well, she totally suspected. There's a moment on the boat where they are Freddie Miles, Dickie Greenleaf are on the boat. They're having chats, and I keep on saying Margot because Margot Tenenbaum.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's in my head as well.
Marge.
And it was the same time.
Marge and Tom are talking, and she sort of alludes to knowing that he's been with other girls or other women, I should say. And it's, I don't know, like there's so many, we could talk about this all day, you see, because it's like it's the fake it till you make it. It's the great line you said, I'd rather be a fake somebody than a real nobody, which is just
isn't that a line? That's such a line.
It should be in like the top 10 lines of all time,
isn't
it? And there's one after another of like, just what a precise way of writing something.
Yeah.
And put that with how beautiful the whole scenery is. Like, do you know Slim Irons, the photographer? It's this photographer from war times, and he basically didn't want to shoot kind of really terrible things anymore, and he just wanted to shoot and I can't remember the line properly. I should have really looked this up before.
No.
She said, I only want to shoot beautiful people doing beautiful things, or it's I want to shoot beautiful people in beautiful places.
Right.
So they're very influential on like all types of
fashion and what photography of like Good Times, Riviera style, all that sort of stuff. Like whether it's Gucci, Prada, all the Italian sort of anything. So he shot an awful lot initially, and I cannot see how all of that photography didn't influence this film, even though, like, I looked it up a little bit, and there's no like concrete thing of Anthony Minghella saying we totally looked at this stuff, right? Yeah,
you know, because all of that is just part and parcel,
isn't it?
You know, it's part and parcel in this sort of you know, La Dolce Vita, all that Fellini sort of stuff, and all those movies, and it's just like anyone that likes beautiful things cannot not like The Talented Mr. Ripley,
not at all.
And anyone that understands or has been around those sort of people that's like sailing and
I'm into
jazz
I'm into polo and
it's just like, it's, you know, it's the best.
It's the best, but at the same time it's kind of like I don't know, maybe it's the socialist in me or something, I don't know, but like as beautiful as it is and as gorgeous,
it's not fake though.
It's not fake, but there's something
vacuous,
empty. There's something empty underneath it. Like, I mean, you're saying like, you know, like Slim Irons, and you know, there was other, I don't know that photographer, but like there is that thing of like it, you know, the 50s and the decadence of it was obviously post-war, and you know, you had rationing and all the rest of it, and here was, you know,
good times
are here again and stuff. So like, but then again, you know, there's that darkness right underneath the surface. Like, you know, the war was only 5-10 years gone. Like, you know, maybe Dickie Greenleaf probably was too young to be in the war and stuff like that, but he probably would have been around. He would have seen parts of it. So like, when I look at this, and when I look at, you know, the only classy Instagram account or something like that, you know, one of these like aesthetic Instagram accounts and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful. But then I literally swipe my phone, and it's like something horrific. And it's the idea of these two are literally centimeters apart, yet it's there. It's beautiful and it's gorgeous, and you know, you absolutely want it. Who wouldn't want to be in that beautiful blue that when I think of like Talented Miss Ripley, I think of the color blue. Like, I see blue in my head, blue and white. But then there's the blood. Then there's like, I mean, this is a film to me that, as gorgeous as it is, as envious you are of it, it can make you deeply uncomfortable at times. Like the awkwardness, like the one I'll always go to, and it's played for laughs, but it's sad at the same time. Is when he first rocks up to the beach, and he's like, you know, have you ever seen someone so white? And he's wearing the stupid big luminous green thing, like. And then I think later on, like the scene when Jude Law gets murdered, it's, you know, you can see he's trying to push him away, and like there's this horrible look on Matt Damon's face of like, he's so hurt and he's so kind of like crestfallen. But then, like, just the light switches and he turns to rage, like, you know. And again, it's the thing of, like, it's beautiful, but it's couched in between something really awful and dark and sinister and awkward and just uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah, well, I suppose, like, in the most gorgeous places and the most gorgeous people, things can happen.
Yeah. And then you realize as well that, like, you know, the economies of these places are you know what I mean? Like, it's and I know I'm being a downer about it and stuff because it's a beautiful film, but it is something that you look at that and then you look literally left or right and you see something.
Yeah, but they don't want to show you.
They don't want to show you that, obviously,
because that's not what the film's about, and also that's not what their lifestyle is about.
Of course,
They're not hanging out in the worst place. They're hanging out in the nice place.
Yeah,
and anything that's even sort of slightly off center, being like the jazz club that Marge says in it, is a vile place. It's probably not that vile, but
to her it is.
It's quite cool, and it's really interesting. And it's one of the few films, and anyone who knows me knows how much I openly slag off saxophone players that play alongside bad DJs. But anyway,
I've done that. I've done that, and I get it.
It takes a lot for me to say,
stop it.
Dickie Greenleaf looks great playing the saxophone player, and it doesn't, or playing the sax. It doesn't look awful. Right?
I laughed. I've done that before. I remember I was doing a thing for entertainment, and I was. For 5 minutes, I was a DJ for 5 minutes,
okay.
And they told me, like, "Oh, we've got a saxophone player."
Great.
And I was like, "All right." And then I talked to the dude, and I was like, "Look, listen, I've got a, you know, what do you want me to do here? Like, do you want me to play something in particular that you can kind of go along to?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you just play whatever, man. I'll play along with it. I'll jam in with it."
Taking over.
And then it was just every fucking song I was picking. And I was obviously, like, you know, I was trying to get it in the same, keep the key going and all the rest of it. But like,
before all the saxophone players come after me, I love saxophone.
Me too.
I have no problem with, like, whether it's, I've seen Maceo Parker play. He's amazing. Yeah. Right? Seen Candy Dulfer play. Incredible. Okay. I just don't really need to see or hear sax over some 90s
dance music,
track, which is terrible.
Like,
okay, so
I'm playing fucking Inspector Norse. I don't need you fucking riffing over the top of that.
So let's go back to right. Okay, so
before we get cancelled,
he's like, okay, so he's back. He's Dickie's in the jazz club. Like, this is the level of him being down and dirty.
Yeah, okay? That's as far as he goes.
Really down and dirty. Okay,
not at all.
And even that whole lifestyle, living, not necessarily living in Rome or Florence. He's living outside in a beach town. You know, it's kind of, you know, what they would do again. It's like, let's get a really nice place. We don't live in the commercial part. Maybe that'd be cool because it's a little bit bohemian for them. You know, so they can do all these things, and we got to talk about Freddie Miles,
yeah,
who is like. You know,
what a dick.
And also, just as an aside in this is lightning in a bottle to have, like, Cate Blanchett,
the fucking cast,
Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon,
Cate Blanchett.
I just say,
all
Philip
of
Seymour Hoffman and Jude Law all together. And
height of their powers.
Like, it's just, these things just don't happen very often. You know, that you put all these guys in, or all these actors in one movie together. At the moment, they are blowing up totally. Yeah. Like, it's just after Paltrow wins for Shakespeare in Love. Mm-hmm. And I still think it goes between Marge and Margot Tenenbaum as being what's her most iconic role. Yeah. Right? Yeah, definitely. I would say Jude Law, this is the film he's going to be remembered by.
Oh, 100%. You
know, I think he's great in Closer.
Yeah.
But I think this is the film. Right?
I would put it between this and, say, like, again, I go to Gattaca. I would go to something maybe like fucking AI.
He's amazing in AI.
I loved him in that. But yeah, no, this is the film that, and you think of Jude Law, you think of Talented Mr. Ripley.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's like everyone's guy.
Yeah.
He's everyone's guy.
Everyone's got
like,
almost famous.
This oaf that, again, is exactly the type that hangs out with this sort of bloke. Yeah. You know, the first scene he comes on, he drives onto the square, which you obviously can't do that, right? Maybe you could in the 50s, and says the line.
Yeah, come on.
The line.
That line.
Do you want to say it?
You can say it. But like I always think of like the fact that he jumps up and like dives over the fucking Alfa Romeo, and then he goes, God, just like yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you want to just fuck every girl in Italy or something?
Every girl at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it, isn't it? Like that's so, again, post-war, good times are here.
I think I've got that line wrong. But my point is...
Yeah, you know the line.
Point is, it's pretty vulgar, but it's actually very fitting for the sort of bloke that he is.
Yeah.
Right? And the two of them go out. He just takes over. Matt Damon's character, Tom Ripley's just like, this whirlwind comes in.
Yeah.
That's just like, let's go on the piss. Let's go on the rip. Let's take all the drugs. Let's score all the women. Let's stay out. You know what? It doesn't matter where the night takes us. And Matt Damon just can't deal with that sort of attitude. He just can't deal with that. He doesn't understand it. And again, back to the intricacies and the nuances of this film, which is why I think it it really, really, really holds up. Back to that great scene when Tom Ripley is impersonating him in
and he walks
the apartment, and he walks in and he goes, all this stuff, it doesn't look like Dickie, and that is like an arrow through his heart.
That's it, isn't it?
He really thinks like this is what he'd be into. This is his version of what Dickie would be. And then Freddie comes in and goes, no,
this isn't him. Yeah,
this isn't interesting.
Like the line the scene I always think
we're very freewheeling on this
because
we're not talking about plot at all.
No, because I think look, the plot is, in my mind, inessential to this film. It's a character study.
Yeah.
I think of this film because like you think of Tom Ripley and he's just got this constant want. And then you have Dickie Greenleaf, who gets everything he wants, everyone he wants. And then you have, Freddie Miles, who, again, is a person that just, like he wants to fuck everything. He just wants it all the time. And he can have it. Whereas Dickie Greenleaf, just kind of, he can experience everything, but he doesn't. He just follows his nose. He just kind of goes wherever he is.
Yeah.
But the one scene that I always think about with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and again, it's a small little scene, but it was when they're on the boat, and Dickie goes below with Marge, and you can see him just kind of looking over, and
Tommy.
Yeah, and he's just like he's moving the keel, and you can see him just like it's so like it's why Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the great lost talents of our time, is that like. In like 3 minutes, we know everything there is to know about him. We know, obviously, you have that great scene where he first walks in, but then you have that scene where it's like, oh no, there's real venom underneath it. Like, he really is one of these, like, he's just a shit.
He's not afraid to say it.
And he's not afraid.
He'll say behind his back.
No, he'll like really right at him.
Peeping, going, Tommy.
Yeah.
He goes, Tommy.
Yeah, it's just, he's like, Tommy. And again, that's such a, like, that didn't come from...
It's antagonistic.
That's it. It's antagonistic, but I'm saying, like, as in for Philip Seymour Hoffman, he just riffed that. That came straight from within. Like, I would doubt Anthony Minghella told him to do that. He was like, no, I'll throw this in as a little, like, Tommy.
Yeah, he just, like,
And even calling him Tommy, like, his name is Tom, but no one else calls him Tommy. Except him, like...
Yeah. Like, look... There's just scene after scene after scene, moment after moment after moment, that for this film just excels in every single way.
What is your favourite scene in this film, actually? Is there one that, like, if you were to sell this to somebody, if you were to tell somebody to go see this film, and you can say, okay, watch this 5-minute scene, and if this doesn't win you over, nothing will. I'll tell you mine.
Okay, you go first. I'll think about it for a second.
The scene that I would point to is the beach scene. Is when they first see Tom Ripley, and again, it's the gorgeousness of it. It's the sort of the
fish out of water.
It's fish out of water. it's the awkwardness, but then it's like the sort of the languid beauty of it, you know, that kind of way. Like he's literally just like they're sunning themselves.
Yeah, it's the Adonis sort of thing, and also it's like life just, we're just hanging out here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what month it is.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
I don't even know
what
what day it is.
Doesn't matter. It's like New York seems like a memory or something, wasn't it? Something like that. That was the line.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's again. It's like there's so many lines in this that it's like, it's so well written. Like it's like, I know I'm saying like it's not about plot and stuff, but again the characters make the story, and like the lines that they have in this are so
like, I'm just trying to think of my favorite scene. There's certain scenes that I think I am like.
Oh yeah, would you identify with this?
Myself in it. That like there's a scene where Tom Ripley is cleaning up around him after he so I can't remember exactly what happened on the evening, and Dickie Greenleaf just shouts at him, "God, you don't have to clean up." Like, I'm the guy that's cleaning up normally. I am the guy that goes like,
"Oh, I want this to be perfect.
Clean it up." Like, it's just, I can't deal with everything just sitting around.
Yeah.
Again, he just doesn't care about things. This
That's
is all
it.
just like stuff that just happens. I think there's a super scene, when he's just kind of I wouldn't say getting rid of him, because I think that it's like saying the goodbye conversation.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out for a while. We'll see each other and then we'll say goodbye, sort of thing. And Tom is just like, I was thinking I should move down here. I should get we could live in the house. I'll get a job. And Dickie's just like,
no,
dude, it's time to move on. We had a good time, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're done. And if I remember correctly, he's wearing this blue suit. Again, as you're talking about blue, kind of ocean blue suit, and I think they're Gucci loafers he's wearing in the movie, and it's just like, he just looks like such a dude.
Yeah,
he's like such a great guy. And Matt Damon's character is just like, it's like ripping his heart out again.
Yeah.
You mean I'm out of the circle?
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I've had my go. It's time to go. And he can't deal with that. And that scene, how he portrays that, just seems very, very true.
Yeah.
And also on the flip side of things, how Gwyneth Paltrow's character, how Marge is just like kind to him.
Yeah.
Like listens to him, cares what he thinks, and she's a decent character, and she's the smartest character. And I actually rewatched it last night just in preparation for this, right? And one thing I've never noticed before, when we didn't even get to like Peter Kingsley Smith, like that character was dreamt up for it, and Meredith Logue for it. And there's a great scene where when Marge finds Dickie Greenleaf's rings.
Yes.
And she confronts him. And it's the only time that he's really like, I gotta think of my feet here.
Yeah, you can see the panic. Like.
He's really panicked about it. And when he's walking directly to her, there's light bulbs above Marge's head. And I don't know whether that's just one of those, that's the way the shot looked or whatever.
Yeah.
But it really looks like Gwyneth Paltrow was really, now she's clicked it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it might be very obvious. Maybe it's too obvious. Maybe it's like Anthony McGallen wouldn't do that. Right? But for me, it was like, I've never actually seen that before. That's like, there's the light bulbs over her head. She is clicked that he is the guy that's done this.
Yeah.
It's him. And we can go on to the fashion choices. And
I mean, the fashion, talk to me about the fashion. Yeah.
Well, like, there's so many, especially Gwyneth Paltrow's character for Marge is being used in everything you can think of.
Yeah.
So, like, my wife's a stylist. She loves leopard print.
Yeah.
Loves leopard print. Right. We've been to that Cafe Florian in Venice, where she sits down and has the conversation with Dickie's family afterwards. She accuses him of it. Like, it's there's incredible scenes, there's incredible style in it, and all of those.
And it informs characters, like.
Yeah, totally. All of those, is it the right word? Sartorial?
Sartorial,
yeah. Sartorial choices informs the characters, but also the time, and it just is everlasting. Like, none of this stuff looks really dated.
No.
None of it looks like, sort of, oh my God, would they really do that? Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Right? And all of those scenes are the scenes that are constantly coming up on, like, whether it's mood boards or Instagram or this or that, or top 10 beautiful things.
Yeah.
Like Ralph Lauren ads for the 80s or whatever, right? All these things still come up, and Marge's like antique, and all of them, they're just like, I don't know. I don't think you can really get much better.
No. And like, this is it, isn't it? Like, anytime you have a film set in Italy,
Yeah, but it's a good film as well.
It's a good film. So
like, look at The Tourist.
But there you go. Right.
Look at The Tourist.
There you
go. That could have been a great film.
That could have been a great film. Like, I was thinking of that one I saw recently that my brain will not allow me to fucking remember. But like, it's just one of these films that, like, it's become so kind of the defining image of Venice and of that, like, Italian summer and all the rest of it, that now anytime you see blue or white or any of the fashion choices, you think, oh yeah, talented Mr. Ripley.
Like you see Emily Ratajkowski on a yacht off
Naples,
Capri, and you're just
Capri,
like, that's what it
Ripley.
is.
Yeah,
and it's just ingrained in life. And I think that's when something becomes so ubiquitous, it becomes almost part of life in general.
Yeah,
is when something has really, really hit home.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's lightning bolt. It's one in a, not a million. It's like
but it's the fact that we're still talking about it, however many years, like 26
years.
26.
Later,
there you go.
And like, it wasn't nominated for Best Picture.
No,
as far as I remember.
I don't think it was.
Jude Law was nominated for Best Supporting Actor and lost to oh my God, Michael Caine.
Oh, Cider House Rules.
Fucking hell. Now, and that's another thing that we haven't even touched on as well. Why things stick around? Because I always find it really interesting, and this is on a macro level.
Yeah.
Why certain movies stick around and may not have won anything, and then they become this thing. And then it's really weird how certain movies are great,
but then just evaporate.
They don't stick around.
Yeah, they evaporate.
Like, it's so strange. Like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to mention another one of a film that I adore is The Fabulous Baker Boys. Right? The Fabulous Baker Boys, I think, is a genius film.
But that is a film that has evaporated.
No one talks about it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a stunning movie to watch. It's got great music in it. And it's got 3 knockout performances. Michelle Pfeiffer has never been more attractive ever.
I don't know. What about Scarface now? What about Scarface?
No, forget about it. It's Fabulous Baker Boys. Jeff Bridges is like the ultimate charismatic piano player in that. He's just great. That has totally gone out of culture.
It is, yeah. No, you're right. It is.
And then you have Talented Miss Ripley, which is just
constantly
parcel of like, hey, you're going to Positano, eh? Have you seen Talented Miss Ripley? You've been to Naples, right? Have you seen the Talented Miss Ripley?
I would think the reason, if I can offer a theory, like, I think the reason why it's still so talked about and still so kind of referenced and stuff like that is because, it's so good looking, and we're so, we talk about, like, quiet luxury, and we talk about, like, clean aesthetic, and that's become such a thing now that it exemplifies it. So we're just referencing it again and again and again. Whereas the underlying story, the underlying message of it, the idea of, like, wealth is empty and vacuous, and that, the constant kind of allure of it is ultimately self-serving. That's the part that people don't talk about.
They don't talk about that in regards to this film at all.
Exactly, but they'll talk about how gorgeous it is.
Because the other side of it is so overwhelming.
Exactly, and that's the thing. And that's, you're saying, like, why is this people still talking about this film? Because it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. But again, how it's shot, it doesn't change mood-wise.
No.
Even when
it gets horrible
things happen.
Yeah.
It's still like, that's a pretty nice apartment.
Like, when he's, like, murdering him, like, when he's, like, literally, like, murdering Jude Law, it's like again,
Yeah,
you're
it's
talking.
it's not the worst way to go in a way.
No, that's what I'm saying, because it looks gorgeous. Like, I mean, it's horrible, obviously, but like, there's beautiful sunlight on the water, and it's.
By the way, no, I'm not saying that I want to be killed on a boat.
But there are worse places to be murdered. Like, in fairness, like if you're going to be killed on a beautiful summer's day in Italy,
Like,
getting your head
there's
bashed
worse
in.
ways it goes. So it doesn't have that change in tone.
No.
Really at all. At least how it's shot in tone.
Yeah.
I do think there's loads of. There's a lot of little touches that I think really stand up really well. The intro of it, and the way the color comes out of half the screen, of like on the top of the screen, the bottom of the screen. If you know,
Very Saul Bass kind of thing.
And it kind of like. I think certain movies really do that so well. What's that Leonardo DiCaprio film, Catch Me If You Can?
Oh,
That's a great opening.
Yeah.
You know, and Talented Mr. Ripley has a great opening as well. You know, and there's loads of use of mirrors in it as well. It's split screens and, you know, looking at yourself, what's behind the mirror. You know, there's a scene with Tom Ripley dancing with Ripley or with Dickie Greenleaf's hat on, his jazz hat on, right? And he's literally behind the mirror sort of thing, behind the closet,
and then that great shot when then they open up the door, and is it Freddie Miles, or no, it's when Dickie himself walks in, and you see his reflection, and you see Dickie's reflection in the mirror,
and it's like this all of the sort of homoerotic undertones going on there.
Didn't even get into that,
you know. There's so much, but like Matt Damon,
he was playing him gay, like
I'm sure he loves Dickie Greenleaf. Like, he loves.
Oh no, there's definite desire.
And like he, you know, to just be cast off like a old pair of shoes, that's really when he snaps.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's it. Like it's that rejection is what kind of flips the switch in him.
Yeah,
to go
like
violent.
The rejection, number one. Then with the thing of what he wants Dickie Greenleaf's. What he assumes Dickie Greenleaf's life to be, or what he wants it to be when he takes on his character.
Yeah.
I just think that's really interesting because it's all very subtle. It's like, you know, would he have that statue there?
Yeah.
You know, it's like Dickie wouldn't give a shit. Dickie's like, I don't care.
Man. He wouldn't. Again, we're talking about like, you know, the disposability of being when you're that wealthy.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And it's just like, I don't care. Like it's like that. He wanted that scene where, and I know we're kind of really riffing like this. It's like a jazz conversation.
Exactly. We're going all over the place.
This is that they're in the record store listening to, you know, there's lots of jazz references like Miles Davis, all reference in it. That and that was a big time for jazz music,
huge,
right? Especially in New York. They brought it over with them, but it's they're listening to some records, and Tom Ripley's outside going, I would have, you know, I really wanted to like get the coat or get the jacket, and I don't want to miss. You can't miss the train. He's just like,
you don't get it, man.
Dude, see you later.
Yeah,
I'll come home when I want.
That's it. Like
there's loads of jackets.
It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like and again, that's the thing of it, is that like they're on completely different wavelengths. It's never
it's
going to.
That I understand totally.
Yeah. Oh no,
like,
I'm the same as well. I'm really like, if I'm walking into a nightclub, if I'm walking into a place, I'm like, okay, I'll be out at this time. I've got to go here. And maybe
I'm not as rigid as that, but in regards to clothes, I'm actually pretty rigid.
Oh, would you?
Yeah. Well, I don't like ruining stuff, right?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
and especially if it's something that I really like, I just kind of go, well, I don't want to like wreck it.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas these guys, it's like, it doesn't matter. I just get another one, or I won't, because it doesn't matter either way.
See, this is it. I'm so fucking cheap. I'm so fucking cheap that I'm like, I'll buy something and I'm like, okay, great. If I ruin it, I ruin it. Like I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Like, you know, that kind of, which I respect people that do spend a lot of money on clothes.
It's not a respect level. It's more. I think it's more just like on.
I've spent 500 quid on this.
These guys just don't. There's always the safety net, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and that is something that 99% of people don't have.
No,
to that level, and that really plays itself out an awful lot in this film from all sides of things. Dickie, Marge. When Marge leaves, Marge is on her own in that, or when Dickie leaves, Marge is on her own in this house. He just goes off for a few weeks, and she just goes, "Yeah, cool."
Cool, yeah, just take the house, yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Okay, final kind of point here, and we'll wrap it up.
I hope this is okay for listeners.
Oh, this is it's great. It's like you say, it's a jazz conversation. We're going all over the place. In your opinion, do you think the Netflix series? I mean, obviously aesthetically, totally different.
Yeah, I think Ripley on Netflix is a beautiful.
Me too. I think that's what I'm saying to you. I love the fact that you can appreciate both in completely different ways. You can look at like Talented Miss Ripley, how gorgeous it is, and the tension of it, and and then you look at Ripley, and Ripley is so much more like forceful, I think, and so kind of like just like they're two completely different. They're the same story, and again, this is my point. What I was kind of saying was like they're two different stories, but like handled in completely different ways. The characters are completely different. It's so unique. I've never seen that being done before, where a remake or a new adaptation has so cleanly cut a line between what that was and what this is.
Yeah, well, I think so with Ripley, the Netflix show. For those of you who haven't seen it,
get on it if you haven't.
I think it's like it's shot in all in black and white. It's beautiful photography in it. It's beautifully well done. If they were to do a similar show or similar aesthetic to the original film,
you'd be comparing it.
It would be a disastrous choice. You can't do the same thing because it's back to lightning in a bottle thing. You just can't do it. So to do something the polar opposite, in one hand, but in another hand, it is actually a gorgeous looking show.
Oh no, it is.
Well,
yeah, don't take me. Yeah.
It's just not color.
Yeah.
Right? And how they present the characters are very different. Probably like I haven't read the book. Okay, so
have you?
Like no,
you should. It's really
right. So it's like with Dickie Greenleaf's character in particular. Dickie Greenleaf's character in Ripley, the TV show. Like, he's not a good painter.
No, he's a shit painter.
He's not a good painter. He's a bit of a kind of,
he's a bit of he's standoffish.
Yeah, he's not a charismatic bloke. He's just like gone off and doing his own thing. He's way more insular. He's not the star of the show. And I think that is another side to this type of person.
Yeah.
So I found that very believable.
Yeah.
As much as I find the life and the party boy Jude Law version of it as well. Yeah. Right, that was all colour and
it's all gorgeous and charming and
And then with regards to Ripley, the actual character, like Andrew Scott's version of it,
he's like a shark.
Yeah, and far more kind of dour,
and
far more calculated, and less thinking on your feet. Like he's almost one step ahead all the time. Matt Damon's character's not like that.
No. It felt to me like Matt Damon's character was vulnerable. He felt vulnerable. He always felt
like kind of taken advantage of.
Yeah. Whereas
willfully, I might say.
Yeah. Whereas the way that Andrew Scott played it was, as you say, dour and like sinister, like calculating. Yeah. Like he
knew what he was doing.
Exactly. Whereas Matt Damon felt like he was trying to improvise the entire time, or at the very least trying to stay one step ahead, whereas Andrew Scott was always one step ahead.
I'd say Matt Damon's Ripley is way more wide-eyed.
Yeah.
And kind of naive to that culture.
Yeah.
And he's also younger, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas Andrew Scott, as I said, calculated, one step ahead, knows exactly what's going on, and knows kind of what he wants.
Yeah.
Right? Matt Damon is like, my God, this guy, I think it's great, like he could have, if he wants to, Matt Damon's version of this, had a relationship with Peter Kingsley Smith.
He could have lived a life,
not as good of a life, but still in the sort of fringes of this society, like this guy was. Like, if you look at the Kate Blanchett character on it, like she's kind of like a mirror of Gwyneth Paltrow, but just not as confident.
No.
Not as same thing, sure of herself. It's not the same sort of person.
No, she's a bit
but she's
more
from the same stock.
Yeah, definitely.
She's just not as artistic.
Yeah, and and that's it. Not as artistic and not as
articulate,
Yeah,
maybe.
and they are like her version of, or his version of Dickie Greenleaf gets on really well with Meredith Logue, who's basically a sort of mirror image, but
of
not
Marge,
as bohemian as Marge,
Yeah,
if that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
any sense. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like they actually, with the characters he's playing of Dick Greenleaf, gets on quite well with him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just got this, it's got everything. This is a film that for me has just ticks every box
Yeah.
in a way that isn't like we're ticking every box.
Yeah, no, they really do. They
in a
really
way
do.
that
Like
they've
the
just
music, the cinematography,
done
the
this
fashion.
thing that you put it all together and wrap it up. And people will be watching this film in 50 years' time.
Oh,
And
100%.
people will be referencing this film forever, of going, the Jude Law character, Freddie Miles, even down to like very specific things. Like, you know, all the scenes in Venice. Like, I don't know where have you ever been to Venice?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got a water taxi.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the most amazing things you'll ever do in your life.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
It costs £100 to do. There are way worse things to do in your life with €100 than get a water taxi up the Grand Canal. It is like what it's all about.
Matt Cooper, name drop, described Venice to me as like it's Disneyland for adults. Like there's just everywhere
I
you
think
go.
there's a beautiful part of Venice that isn't all that sort of stuff.
No, but like further down the end of the canal or further down the end of the banks there's like where the residents live and stuff like that. Like, oh no, I mean I've been to Venice a few times. Like I've gone over like for the Biennale and stuff like that. Like, and it's just
But just that
it's gorgeous.
Those like you know, those images, and when you do it yourself, you just kind of go, man, this is just what living is about,
isn't it?
And if you were in that sort of time and things are coming out of war, and you had money and you were that good looking and you were married to like Gwyneth Paltrow's character and all that sort of stuff, right? It's like, yeah, like, you know, their life is pretty good.
Oh no, yeah, it's so fucking good.
And this is, and we're gonna dovetail it back to the Instagram thing of like fake it till you make it. Like, this is what influencer culture wants to be in its truest sense.
Wants to be.
It's retro, it's nostalgic, it's colour, it's Italian, it's style, it's money. It's everything.
It's
what
everything
you want it to be. Just park the fact that he almost killed someone. And he went to Italy. His dad sent him to Italy to get away from it. But that's just thrown out at the end.
That's we'll tie that off there. We'll just tie that off there. Okay, and that was our interview with Anthony Remedy. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, our next guest is Jason Brennan, co-host of Shy Talk History Podcast, I should say. Great interview with him. Talked about Nirvana, the band, the show. I've got to go to the screening now. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.